Right, next up we have a real awkward one. A Makita SDS drill. A good SDS drill at that. HR2410. This one is actually made in 1999. It's going on 25 years old, this one. Customer left this in before, but with no description as to what he left it in for. And I couldn't see anything wrong with it. Running fine, hammering fine. But the problem is actually the handle. It's cracked just there. And sadly, it's not the cover. This removable cover for getting into the brushes and wiring. It's not this that's cracked. It's actually the whole body of the machine. So the entire motor housing back here, that's all one piece. And she's cracked straight across the middle. Could stick a bit of glue on it. Tape's not really going to work because you're going to interfere with the switch. Thing's running, he wants it fixed. He really likes this drill, and it's a very good drill, he says, but it's just nipping his hand whenever he's actually using it. He does have other drills and another version of this as well, so he's an older version of this again, and it's still running, and he prefers these older ones over the newer drills, so he wants this here fixed. Sadly, that housing costs about 50 or 60 euro. It's not cheap, and not in stock, so it's going to be a few weeks till that comes on, but he wants it fixed. So I'm going to see if we can do a cheaper fix and just use a second-hand part, but this is where it gets annoying. The second-hand part I have is this one. It's been lying for quite a while, a wee bit greasy. Outside's not too bad, but the inside is a mess. So first I'm going to strip this and clean this out in order to leave it good enough to use on this thing. So that's what we're doing today. Swapping this for this. You could just order a new one, but it's going to cost the customer even more money. So we'll just a bit more effort on, and we'll use a second hand part. It's only going to be cosmetics. It's not going to matter to him. I get rid of a second hand part, he gets a quick and cheap fix. The problem with these is just getting everything wired back in again. As you can see, the field wiring actually crimped. They all have to be cut off. The grey wire into the switch, and a white wire going up to the changeover switch on top. Get these out, get a wee pokey, shove it in there. Give it a wiggle, the wire pops out. Same down here. Little hole there. Push it in, wire comes out. Yeesh, look at the state of that. This will be a bit of washing. Leave the field. We just want this. And then wires have to feed back up down here and down here. It's kind of tricky getting them in. First of all, I have to wash this out. Right. That's starting to look a little bit better. Cleaner anyway. Actually not all that different a condition to the original one. Now, if only this was just a straight swap now, but sadly it's not. We've got a messing around to do with this one now. Pop out the brushes. Still plenty of meat left in them too. We want to remember where these go now. The black and white. White's to the switch up here, the actual chain switch. Black's down to the bottom of the actual switch itself. And this white down here, which isn't actually white, it's just a copper lead with a clear sheath on it. That is just for backfeed, for static discharge from the stator inside. Not essential, but we'll leave it here for now. You could just nip that off, pull it out, or if the capacitor blew, you can just take out the capacitor as well. Don't really need them. These are the two main ones. To get the wires out, just need something with a sharp point. I just use an old small flat screwdriver. Whenever they break, I just make them into a point for a wee pokey tool and for this here job. Normally it's these wee 2mm flats, but this last one is actually a wee how I got they sent on. That still hasn't broke. Normally we're going through these Tang ones, maybe one a month. Haven't broke one now in nearly a year. So these are becoming hard to find around the workshop. Pop that out. And pop this one out. And get rid of that jumble of wires. We'll also just replace the grommet as well, since that one's torn. Now, you don't need to go into the hammer section here, just need to work on the motor section. And she's not like she's done nothing at all. There's plenty of use on it. There's quite a bit of wear on that com bar. The bearings are good. The motor's running alright, and she's hammering well. They're the main things. Dust shield, keep that out of the way. Get rid of that. We just want this. Now for the awkward bit. Getting these wires back in. It's not overly hard, it's just more awkward. Line up your field then, pull the slack on your wires, make sure your field's going on square with the holes, push it down whilst also pulling back the slack. And that's it. Not essential, but we'll just put it on again anyway. Just stops the wires wearing against this housing here. There's another one for this earth lead, but this wheel lead really doesn't matter. We'll stick it on again just in case. And take back this lump. And these wires in, just push in one in there, and the other one in here. Now to get everything sat down and back into place. That on. Get your grommet down. It's a wee bit oversized, but that'll do. And clamp down your cable. A lot of people think these cable clamps break the cable. Sometimes I see them coming on where they've been removed or done a different way to avoid the cable clamp. Cable never breaks here. It's always back here. This is the spot where it's moving the most and has the most flex. That's where it always breaks. It's never here. Even if they were to crush the cable down completely, the cable then can't move. It's not going to break the cable in half. Doesn't matter how hard this is tightened down, it's not going to break here. It's always back here. The only time it's going to break close to here is when somebody's swinging it by the lead. And if they're doing that, taking out that cable clamp, they ain't going to fix it. You're just going to end up tearing the leads out of the switch and damaging the switch itself. That should hopefully be her. No, it's just not closing right there. There we go. Lead wasn't in right. It's that easy to nip a cable. Or to crush it at least. It was sitting over this side of this piece here. It had to be in behind this side. Now it should close. Look at that. Nice tight fit. That's her. One second hand housing fitted to a Makita HR2410. Bit dirty, but you cleaned up well enough. It's still better condition than the original. If I wanted to, could also replace this badge, swap them round, but this one's fairly damaged anyway. Not much point. Plus, the old one is actually the same voltage anyway. They were both 110 volt. That's probably the main thing that matters. That and the serial number. The serial number's gone on both of them anyway. But that's her. Make sure she runs now. That's her. Up and running again. With a new body, customer's no longer going to get nipped. You can enjoy the machine the way it is, and it's not going to be too expensive either. That's her.